All right, we have a very special conversation with Jack Kellogg, who recently just passed 13 million. We don't just talk about money, we don't just talk about strategy, it's everything. How does your education affect your future? How do you actually learn this stuff? What are the ups and downs? Remember, Jack didn't make money right away. How do you overcome the initial frustration? How do you overcome your haters, your doubters, your own self-doubt? This is a really great conversation I just finished, and I'm putting it on YouTube because I really think that you can learn a lot. Jack is not just one of my top students. He also has the sage wisdom of like an old man, even though he's still in his 20s. It's pretty amazing. And I want you to watch this video, start to realize why he's so successful, why he's now not just a successful trader, but also a successful teacher. If you click the link below, you can check out his newsletter. He's now teaching, he's now mentoring. If you click the second link, he's giving weekly webinars for the challenge. But aside from that, just pay attention and really try to take in what he has to offer in this conversation. I think it's great. I'm sorry I'm slurring my words. I just flew in from Thailand. I'm jet lagged. Watch this video. This is what I want everyone to understand. Jack is very good, with his regimen. And he's been lately, what have you been averaging the past like month? Like 30, 40 grand a day?
Yeah, like probably 30K a day.
30K a day keeps a real job away, right? I used to say like 1 to 2K, but now you've surpassed that.
Yeah, I find that at this stage of my career, with the experience that I have and the market conditions that we have right now, it almost seems too easy. But obviously it's not. It's a lot of dedication, preparation, opportunity. Obviously a lot of things are going into it, but with everything that I have, it's been going really well, and I haven't really made a lot of slip-ups or mistakes. For the most part, I'm just waking up and doing the same thing every day, waking up early, getting prepared, getting ready, and I'm usually done with my day by 11. And then I'm out doing other things, and I'm enjoying my life.
I mean, you say a lot of good things there. I love the consistency. I love that you put in so much time and effort in the past, and now you're reaping the rewards. And I think that the biggest thing that I want to talk about right now is, why is this time of year, why is this so special? Like, a few months ago, you weren't necessarily making 30, 40 grand a day. What's changed in the past few months?
Oh man, everything's changed. The election cycle brings on a lot of opportunities. The interest rate cycle, interest rates getting cut, brings on a ton of opportunity. The small cap market breaking out over the 225 on the IWM, Bitcoin breaking out over all-time highs, Tesla bouncing 30% in 3 days. I could keep going on and on and on and on and on. I mean, Elon and Trump teaming up for presidency. There's just non-stop bullish signs and patterns showing themselves in the market.
So this is what I've been talking about this whole virtual summit. I said from the beginning of the day, a rising tide lifts all boats. And what I want people to understand is that this time is special, and you might know November through May is historically the best time of year to be a trader. Can you just walk us through, what you went through in the beginning when you didn't necessarily have the knowledge, you didn't have the big account size? Like, how did you actually go from unprofitable trader to profitable trader who's capitalizing? Because a lot of people are in that spot where we have a good environment right now, but they're not necessarily ready. How do we get them better prepared to capitalize on this, awesome market?
People just got to put in the time and put in the effort. I mean, this is a great start or continued start for a lot of people tuning into this summit. People that are making time to study the markets whenever they have free time. People who are watching the stocks trade and studying the patterns from the past, studying the patterns from 2020, studying the patterns from 2021, studying the last Bitcoin breakout, studying what happened last time we had the election cycle in 2020, and just looking how things moved and creating theses and plans, and also starting small and not blowing yourself out too early. Because remember, if you take one trade at the beginning and you bet too big, or you overhold and you don't cut your losses, that one trade could knock you out. That one mistake could knock you out. for the rest of your potential career as a trader. So really take your time and study as much as you can and prepare as much as you can and do as best as you can, but make sure to stay in the game, because staying in the game is what's going to get you to the next election cycle. Where are you going to be in 2028 if you're a beginner?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. And I don't think that you even have to wait until the next election cycle. You know, as good as the market is, I want people to understand this is not best case scenario. I was saying that, you know, we're seeing a lot of run-ups, but small caps, it's not like the mania of 2020 or 2021. We're not seeing that many promoters yet. You know, there's no real like hot industry. Okay, crypto's breaking out, AI is hot, but like, you know, I think that you would agree, even crypto and AI stocks have been a little choppy and they're frustrating to trade. So would you consider this best case scenario right now, or would you just consider this a good market?
No, I would just consider this a good market. There's a lot of things that are missing. I would just say that obviously I think it's about best case scenario for Tesla, best case scenario for Bitcoin type trades. But like you said, in terms of small caps, in terms of OTCs, in terms of penny stock mania, yeah, we're nowhere near best case scenario for those. And it's usually, like you said, a rising tide lifts all ships. We should see stuff start to trickle down from Bitcoin, from Tesla, from the overall market, from the small cap breaking out into these penny stocks. And we should start to see some irrational moves in the market. And that's really the best and ultimate market, you know?
Speaking of irrational moves, I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, you're making $30,000, $40,000 a day. To most people, that sounds insane. Like that sounds best case scenario. But for you, it's not best case scenario. Can you just inspire people a little bit? Like when you did have like the craziest irrational moves in 2020 and 2021, can you just explain what some of those days were like, just so people can have even more upside? Like already there's incredible inspiration from your story. You know, I know a lot of people would love to make 30, 40K a day, but just to inspire people some more, what were some of your craziest days of your career?
Well, between December 2020 and February 2021, that was about $5 million in profits. So if you do the math on that, that's about 60 days of trading or so. But or you kind of take out some of the holidays in there. Let's say like 50 to 55 days of trading. So it was more like $100,000 a day.
What were some of your best days? Like, what's your best day ever? Do you know the number?
Yeah, it was 850K.
Can you just say that like not so casually? Can you say like
850,000 in a day?
I mean, how did you feel after you made 850,000 in a day?
Oh boy, I was pretty tired after that day.
That's
I was a little bit sad that I didn't hit the $1 million mark, actually.
Poor baby. Oh, you wanted that $1 million day, didn't you?
Yep, I did.
But I'll bring up, you know, a point where I remember that day, and I remember you actually posted a few stories, and I think that which was incredible of you, where, you know, you kind of have this chip on your shoulder where you had family members or friends who told you what you could or couldn't do, and there was kind of like that glass ceiling ahead where it's like you're never going to amount to much, and you use that as motivation. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you first get into trading, especially if you're, I'd say probably even more if you're younger, it's more of like, I don't think this is the right path for you, or if you're somewhere in the middle of your life, maybe somewhere in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, it's more so like you shouldn't be doing this, you can't take the risk with the kids or this and that, and like somebody almost always is driving you away from the markets. And for me, a lot of family and friends would always drive me away from the markets because they didn't know about it. It's not what's taught in school. So they think they're doing their best job to protect you. But in all reality, they have no idea what the possibility is and what the opportunity is. But I did see what the opportunity was. I did come to the market and show up and see transparent, profitable traders like Tim Sykes, like Tim Bertani, like Mark Crooks, like Mike Cuddy, like all of these people in the room making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, and I knew what was possible. So to finally be able to achieve it for myself was definitely had a big chip on my shoulder, because I could finally have something to show instead of just telling people that I was going to do it. I could finally show people that I was doing it. And for me, that gave me all the peace in the world, because I finally proved all the haters wrong.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put this video on YouTube just to inspire people, but I remember your stories where like you have different brokerage account and you showed each brokerage account and you had like one word per story and you're like, this is for all the haters, right? It was like this, one story, then the next story was like is, next story for, and so you really took that to heart. And you know, you said you were pretty tired at the end of the day, but like, I personally use my haters as inspiration. I always say, thank you haters. Like I wouldn't work this hard if I didn't have my haters, where they're like, you can't trade this, you can't create millionaires from scratch. And I'm like, you know, let me roll up my sleeves, watch me. Did you use that? Did the haters and the doubters actually help push you further?
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, they're the ones that took my 100% effort to 150% effort. I wouldn't be able to put in 150% effort without them doubting me and hating me, because they make you push that much harder. I was putting in all my effort, but I think if I didn't have my dad in the back saying that I wasn't going to do it, or my friends saying that it was a scam or this and that, I wouldn't have pressed that extra 50% harder and really put everything aside, no matter what it was, to achieve what I knew was possible.
So for everybody watching, if you have family members, friends saying it's a scam, you can't do this, listen to Jack's story and thank your haters. Just as you'll see me do, like on social media, people usually like block their haters. I'm like, no, I highlight them and I'm like, thank you, please explain how this is fake. Please explain to me. And I love hearing conspiracy theories. But the cool thing is, like I said, we're just trading more times than not, winning more times than not. It's not like Jack wins 100% of the time. It's not like I win 100% of the time. But more times than not, you win and your account grows, your knowledge account and your brokerage account. Jack, like what's your winning percentage overall, just out of curiosity?
I think it's somewhere, I haven't checked it in a while, but I think it's like 54% maybe. It's between 54 and 57.
And that's what I want people to hear, because there's this like assumption where it's like, oh, you make millions of dollars, you're right 100% of the time. Jack is nowhere near 100% of the time. I'm nowhere near 100% of the time. None of my millionaire students are there near at 100 or 90 or even 80%. We're winning 50, 60, 70%. That's the target zone to be in. But again, if you have your wins bigger than your losses, your account grows. Can you just explain that concept a little bit, Jack?
Yeah, risk to reward. And that was the thing that turned me to a profitable trader, because at first I understood the patterns pretty quickly. I would say a little bit quicker than most. The patterns made sense in my head. I might not have been that good at other things in life, but the patterns of the market just came easy for me. Whatever it was, understanding the psychology, understanding the price action, whatever it was, it came easy. But being able to control my emotions was much harder, and having that good risk to reward and cutting losses quickly took more time for me to develop. I think other people at some points, they are able to cut losses really quickly or sometimes too quickly. So for me, it was about understanding and learning risk to reward, and it basically just means that I want to cut my losses as close to break even or small gain as possible, and I want to have a reward that is as large as possible. And
No,
it's that simple.
That's awesome. Just explain real quick, just so that people get a good concept. Like you had the $850,000 day. What was your worst day, and what lesson did you learn from it?
My worst day was probably around like negative 700,000 or so.
And what did you learn from it?
Well, that day was not one big loss. It was an accumulation of penny stocks that I overheld after the hot market because I was making so much money in the early 2021 that put, I just didn't take all my profits off the table. I didn't take all my profits off the table, and I just was like, why, why am I going to take these profits? I'm already making so much. So I just decided to hold on to some stuff. And I'll tell you what, guys, when that momentum changes, stocks could go straight down without any bounces, without anything going on. And I really learned that when the stock starts to go against you and you're waiting for a bounce or you're waiting for a dip, if you're in short to get out, it's not the right strategy because that might not come and you're going to be able to snowball that loss to an astronomical number. So at one day in 2022, after holding my stocks that went down almost every day for like 2 years or year and a half, I sold everything. And I just got flattened at the end of the year and ended up eating maybe like a third of my gains that year. Luckily, I had a pretty good year that year. And I was pretty much already down, 400 or 500K in 2021 from these holds. So I just paid the price. I paid the price for, what I was able to do. And sometimes you have to learn the lesson, and sometimes that lesson will sting. But at the end of the day, I still had that risk to reward. I still made more than I lost, and that was the key.
Oh, I love that. You're nailing and bailing, and then you're going and enjoying your day. I mean, this is exactly what I've been talking about. Those big losses can really snowball, not just monetarily, but they can really affect your psychology. They affect your life. And, a lot of people do have those big losses. They don't want to take them. Sometimes the stocks do come back and they're like, see, I didn't have to take it. But I think that you've learned, cutting losses, having less stress is just better. It's more enjoyable, making 30, 40,000 a day instead of trying to make 100,000 a day with more stress. You're enjoying your life and you're still making, like a lot of people make that as an annual salary. So I think it's good to have perspective. Do you think that, your new life, like you have your beautiful house, show them the house and the boat and everything. Do you think that your new life and an understanding of the costs of real life purchases, does that help you appreciate, your trading gains and help you cut losses quicker?
Yeah, I would say so. It's definitely made me realize that I also don't need as much as I think I do, or it's not even that I need as much as I think that I do, but it's just that I have a lot of the things that I've wanted. So to be able to make that 30 to 40K a day, that's going to be able to pay for my life. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a bad week.
Perspective wise, I mean, it helps, right? Like you're from a small town in Connecticut. I'm from a small town in Connecticut. Keeping things in perspective. Show them the side of your boat with your picture on it. I want everyone to look at this picture because this is when you have too much money, like Jack does when he's a young guy and he puts a picture of himself on the side of the boat. Let's just see this. Let's see this likeness. Everybody, remember this likeness. This is when you have too much money and you put your picture on a pirate ship on a boat that you just bought. What does that say? Lord of what?
Lord of the Sea.
But I think
now because the season's done. But yeah,
it's pretty cool. Just for the record, like how old are you? Just so that everyone understands what you've achieved.
26 and a half.
And did you think, like that you would achieve all of this by your 26th, 27th birthday?
No, definitely not. I definitely thought I'd be over the $1 million mark, that's for sure. But I think with COVID and inflation and all that, it just really speeded everything up to astronomical numbers. Like when I first got into in 2016 and 2017, $1 million was a lot more money.
What are your parents and your friends who doubted you saying now that, you've made it? Like, do they think that, trading is a scam and all of this is a scam? Or are they like, do they understand that maybe they were wrong?
They definitely understand that they were wrong, and now they're asking for help.
How does that know? I mean, it's awesome because not only are you successful, you're now teaching, you're helping others. And how does that feel to go from, someone who was doubted, someone who was valeting cars for a living, and now, you're the man, everyone's coming to you, and you know that you have useful lessons for people. How does it feel?
It feels good. I like teaching more so people online that are into it and they're willing to show dedication and determination. But in terms of helping people that are just my friends or family who just want like a hot pick, definitely not as passionate about that. But when I see people putting in the work, I love to help them as much as I can. Yeah, one of my buddies, I've really helped this year achieve his first multiple six-figure year. Shout out to Stratty, and I've been working with him since 2019, 2020, and he's come a long way, and he keeps putting in the work, and he's starting to really reap the rewards, and he's very, very close to reaping the ultimate $1 million challenge. So
yeah, no,
that's bringing a lot of fulfillment.
No, Stratty's awesome. Former gym teacher. Now, he's making 10, 20, 30 grand a week. Sometimes he gets a little too aggressive. I talk to him and I'm like, calm down, just take singles. But it's awesome to see whether you're a former valet, former gym teacher, we have Uber drivers. Your background doesn't matter. What matters is, are you willing to actually put in the time to study? Are you willing to learn? And it's not like we're all having success right away. Just real quick, Jack, like, how did it feel the first, 18, 20 months when you were down like close to 20 grand? Like, were you close to giving up, or did you just want to keep going and turn the corner?
No, I was never close to giving up ever in trading because I knew I could do it. I knew that no matter what, I could do it. So even though when I was down 20 grand, I was basically doing everything I could to get more money to refund my account, selling my quad, selling my car, speaking with everyone that I could, working 98 hours in a single week for overtime pay and tips and all this, and trying to start a business, which was a failure, and just do everything that I could to make enough money to give it another go.
I'll tell you that you're an inspiration for me. I wish there were more students like you, and now the fact that you're helping others, you're passing down that wisdom, and that's what this is all about. I don't want just more millionaire students. I want more people like you where you have learned to become self-sufficient. You've proven that you can make millions of dollars, and now you're passing that knowledge down. And this is why I'm so proud of our community. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of everyone in the community. I mean, giving weekly webinars, amazing webinars to challenge students, your 7-figure cycles. I know how many people are profiting off that. I'm really excited to see what more you can do. And everyone watching, like, if you listen to Jack, I mean, he's so much wiser than the average, 26, 27-year-old. Like, I was an absolute moron in my 20s, even for most of my 30s. It took me a little while. I'm a late bloomer. But this is what trading gets you. And it's not just how much money you can make. It's learning lessons, it's maturing, it's becoming financially responsible, and really knowing about yourself. Like, have you learned a lot about yourself, Jack? Like, what makes you happy and what you want to focus on now?
Yeah, big time. I felt like I was definitely lost when I got into trading, big time, like completely lost. And trading definitely found me my way, paved my path, and then I just built on top of that. I made the initial path, and then I've been laying down the asphalt, laying down the lines, putting up signs on the road, and watch out for a deer here, no passing here, and just creating this road for me to follow and drive down and abide by the rules. And that's what's going to get me places. I'm going to be able to move down that road, and I'm going to be able to come and overcome new things, see new stuff, and it's just been an amazing journey.
No, it's beautiful. You know, life is a highway, and trading teaches us so much. Like, this is why I said I'm not worried about any of my millionaire students, because they've sacrificed so much. They've gone through so much to achieve 7 figures, let alone 8 figures like you and Tim Grittani. You know, Tim Grittani, another great trader, over 16 million, so humble, and just having the right perspective. So I'm so excited for more people to learn. If you want to join Jack's 7-figure cycles, highly encourage you to learn from every successful trader. We're all a little different. We trade similar stocks, but we have different personalities. And I think that you can learn a lot from Jack's newsletter. You can learn a lot from his weekly webinars. And Jack, I just want to say thank you and congratulations, and keep it up. You know, I'm excited to see what you can do more in your 20s and in your 30s. By the time you're 30, your beard's going to be down to your knees. You're going to be even like wiser. You're going to have a cane, and you're going to be like Gandalf, and you're going to say, "Thou shalt not pass."
I love it. Thanks for having me on. And I got a lot of good messages popping up on the screen. I'm able to actually see some of the messages popping up here on my phone. So thank all you guys for sending good energy my way. I'm sending it right back. I'm sending good energy your guys' way. Good on you guys for showing up, taking notes, and learning from this virtual boot camp I started, the same spot you guys did, in the Tim Sykes Challenge, going to the trading summits, and I'm no different than anyone else in this Zoom call. So without further ado, I'm going to go check the power signal and see what that's showing me for the close, and possibly make a couple more little small trades or see what's up. And then I'm going to go grab a nice dinner tonight and celebrate a nice 40K day.
Cheers, man. Have a great day. Keep it up.
Later, Timmy.
Beautiful. I absolutely love it. Learn from Jack. Learn from all the millionaire students, like even the newest millionaire student, Chase, who just became a millionaire today. This is the beauty of being real. No one else in the industry does all this. No one else has like actual people sharing their actual stories. FYI, Jack can't park for shit anymore. I had him in my villa in Italy. We're going to include a little photo because I'm going to put this on YouTube, and we're going to show that he actually dented my rented BMW. So it's a good thing that he's a good trader, because he can't be a valet.